So the other day, Rev put out a video in Custom Packs where he was trying to manufacture a perfect game. And not just any perfect game, but it had to be a turn 10 perfect. So there's always a lot of debate about what constitutes a perfect game, but we're talking the strictest sense here. You have to win turn 10 without losing any lives. There's no other way to win on turn 10, basically. And I thought I would have a go at it, more in solidarity than anything else. And you can see there what happens to me. I'm on the perfect game on turn 8, and then I get matched with the Leech Camel, which is something that becomes a bit of a theme when you're trying to do this, because pretty much any day of the week, there's always going to be someone out there who got the jackpot with the Leech Camel setup. And here, this is actually kind of amusing, where the Tiger ends up giving the Hoopoe the double triggers, but we ended up winning turn 11 with 1 heart lost because of that Leech Camel team. So I had a few different tries at this with different builds. And this one, actually, I think this team, the Moody Slackers, actually features in Rev's video. I will have a link in the description for his run if you want to see it. He spent a very, very long time on it, but it's well worth watching because I think it gives an accurate representation of how tough it is trying to do some of these challenges these days. And when you're demanding a perfect, you're only making it harder on yourself. So here we go. Because this is all from the same session, I get matched with the identical Leech Camel team. And I think we're maybe a little bit closer this time. I can't remember. The Secretary Bird's trying its hardest. Not quite. I think even if I got 1 extra buff from the Secretary Bird there, it would have been a tie. So that one lost the perfect on turn 8 as well. I think it was exactly the same turn. And then here's turn 11. You can see, you can achieve this with the summon team. Although obviously summons are kind of at a little bit of a disadvantage at the moment when you're constantly getting matched with snipe teams. But here's an example of the strength of the 1-up. So getting multiple 1-ups on turn 11 is not very likely. And here we actually end up... we summon a stork from the orca, and that's actually going to get us the win. So, 2 runs where I was incredibly fortunate, and yet I could still only get the turn 11 win with 1 heart lost. So, in Rev's video, he did actually post the clip of me beating him and ruining a perfect game. Well, he returned the favor, so here's me going with a frilled dragon build, and there he is with his camel, looking for his leech. And I think the camel's going to get up to 10 attack, which instant kills the frilled dragon, and getting sheep from the spider here just isn't going to make any difference whatsoever. So we actually lose by 1 HP as a result. Even despite getting lucky, that was kind of painful. And then here I actually gave up. So I mean, that's been a theme lately where I've tried grinding a particular challenge, and some of them are just so painful. And this in particular is very, very frustrating, because if you lose or tie any early turn, it's like, what's the point in carrying on if your sole goal was to try and get the perfect game? So I basically decided, I'm not willing to go 25 hours like Rev was. I applaud his stubbornness. I definitely have done that in the past, where there's been a challenge that I really wanted, and I just kept playing until I got it. But this one, I didn't really think it was worth my while. So I decided to just switch to other things, more interesting challenges where you kind of have, you're not so dependent on RNG, and if you draw turn 1, your run isn't immediately over. And of course, while trying to go for something else, we ended up getting the perfect. So I think this pack was actually me trying to win with a 1-1 beluga whale. I think that's what it is. I've always got lots of different challenges on the go, but I think that's what this particular run was. And we've already seen the 1-1 stork and the 1-1 eagle, both incredibly strong units. 1-1 beluga, I would imagine it's possible, but it's very, very difficult. Here's actually Goldemon, and I went and looked at his stream. He was trying to do the toy regeneration build with the flying squirrel and the mandrill So I'll put a link to his video for that in the description. I think he was losing his mind trying to do a challenge in custom packs as well. There's definitely a lot of solidarity between the challenge runners. So you can see here I take the clownfish, and there's probably going to be more than one clownfish video this week, which is kind of, it's almost heretical to say that on this channel, but sometimes it's just necessary. And in order to try and go for the 1-1 beluga, I needed to win as soon as I possibly could. And actually here we get lucky because we win as a result of the dirty rat spawning. But you're trying to get the beluga leveled up as early as possible. I mean, this is the same with the eagle and the stork, although eagle and stork are just so much stronger, it's not really a consideration in those videos. You know, you're not really all that bothered if you go turn 12, 13, 14. But in this one, you know, I'm trying to get the level 3 beluga ultra early. Here's another leech camel team, although they haven't quite gotten up to the point of automatically beating every opponent. And the muskox, of course, is actually incredibly strong. It's very similar to leech camel. The difference is the consistency just isn't there because you're always hoping for pill. So you can get really crazy runs where you scale up extremely quickly, and then other ones where you know, you don't hit any pills. You can easily go turns 5, 6, 7, 8 without seeing a pill, or maybe only finding one, in which case your scaling kind of stalls and then you're really struggling. And here the seahorse is super clutch. It pulls the parrot from the back in front of the whale so that they don't get the double eagle. Instead they get the useless parrot coming out of the whale. And we win. I think if they had the eagle coming out of the whale as level 2, that was automatic loss. And here, despite just winning as a result of seahorse, I actually sell it. And I think I'm going to go for the eagle level up. I can't remember at which point here I decided that I was going to go for the perfect rather than trying to go for the beluga. There were some runs where I was trying to level up eagle and then pill eagle with pteranodon and hope to get, not with pteranodon rather, pill eagle and hope to get beluga, which is kind of optimistic. But a lot of the time when you're doing these types of challenges, you just have to try everything and hope that something works. So again, this is looking desperate here, but we get the fire ant, which means I instant kill the capybara there. I think that was required. Maybe there were other spawns. I guess scorpion could have spawned. So now I'm on 8 trophies turn 9, and I'm trying to decide, do I go for it here or not? So we're going to level up the eagle. It does feel kind of wrong wasting a pill when you've got muskox, but we're going to take the octo. We just want anything that can potentially give us that little bit of extra juice to guarantee the win in the next game, which is why I just buy the lasagna there on the octo. And another whale team, it's a 4 squad with the pteranodon because they need the space. And the weakness from the flea, we're going to instant kill the pteranodon, which means that they're not going to get... Actually, maybe they already used the trigger, so I didn't notice if it was level 2 pteranodon or not. But in any case, we have enough, so it's just down to the last turn. And it feels really strange getting to this point because, I mean, I almost never get perfect games because it just doesn't seem... It's not something that's really fun to play for. And... Here you can see what happens. Yeah, I roll another eagle, and I probably should have sold the clownfish sooner and just instant bought the eagle, because like your mindset is so attuned to playing for the future and buying chocolate. Like I'm freezing chocolate here, but if I lose this next turn, I don't really care what the outcome of the game. And it's another camel team. We're going to apply the weakness to the camel and the jelly. We need something good out of the eagle here. We get tapir, which then duplicates the eagle, and we get another octopus, which instant kills the skunk and the monkey at the back, and we end up getting the perfect. So you can see the kind of RNG required to actually get a 10 out of 10 win. So let me know in the comments, what do you think the best strategy is if you're trying to manufacture the perfect in customs?